All right.
We'll call the meeting of the Parks and Recreation Conservancy Committee meeting to order. It's time to take public comment.
I'll do roll call.
Oh, that's right.
Committee member Emily Spahn.
Here.
Committee member Jed Henry.
Here.
Committee member Jennifer Bonte.
Here.
And trustee Cody Bratton.
Here. Now we'll take the public comment. There's no one online and no in the room. We'll move down to reports. I don't have anything to report as the chair. Is anyone else? Can we report?
So I was going to ask a question, and this is all hearsay, so I don't
Okay.
really know what happened.
Sweet.
Or if anything
Exciting.
happened, but was there maybe a fire in Hickory?
Yes.
Maybe some kids started a fire. I didn't know if there was any damage that the parks department had in the conservancy.
No, they started a fire up on the lookout. And they called the fire department put it out, kids took off, cop came, the kids took they must have hid in the woods, because the cop wasn't gonna go up the hill. And the fire department wasn't interested in trying to protect the kids who put in the fire. So they went up, put it out, and then on the power over, I saw the kids run by and grab their bikes and take off. Because the police just said that, we just want to tell them, we just can't do it. We only want to try and take it in and there's no school
When was this?
last Friday or Saturday. Yeah.
Didn't even hear about it. So no one called me.
What kind of bikes were they? What color were the bikes?
I joked about wanting to chain them up to the post so they would have to come back and get them.
Did they catch them then? Do they know who did it? Or yeah.
Oh, so then it wasn't my kids.
Yeah, they would have called the parents.
Maybe. We could identify a couple.
Was it my child?
I don't think so.
Okay, like I was freaking out now.
Well, I recognize a couple of them from middle school. It's not uncommon if it happens. I like to go up there and start a fire.
We've had it happen other times. We had TP, like someone put a really elaborate TP up there at one point too, and we took that down. So I mean, like there's times, but most of them are doing it not trying to hurt or damage anything. It's just like a fun thing, for them that we found, anyways. So
They build boats up there. And, Mike.
all right, my report park-wise, gotten a lot started to roll, at least for summer. We did hire 2 park maintenance people for the summer, so one of them has started already, which has been great. I started last week, Monday, so he just has a week under his belt already, which has been great. He's helped with the pool painting, the gutters, and been up at Bear trying to get the diamonds ready, because obviously there's games and things that already started. So he's been a great addition for a week so far. We have another one that'll be starting once school's out, so when baseball's done. So we'll have 2 for the summer, which we did. The bathrooms at Bear Park we opened today, so the new bathrooms on the large diamond are open. I went up there today actually and cleaned them all up and added toilet paper and added soap, because the toilet paper dispenser and the soap dispenser were just an oversight thing from the board or from staff in general, but we don't use what's currently there, so we had to get different toilet paper. A couple of weeks till Centos is able to give us some of the large ones.
Talked about it 5 years ago.
Not the bathroom project. The bathroom was a new addition to the well project because of the expansion of the well. So they needed to move electrical and chemicals.
Yeah.
And so instead of building new on the north side, north side of the building, they're like, why don't we build them into the current bathroom facilities and then build new bathrooms? So that was a very new idea when it came to fruition. Once it started to come to the planning discussion on it, was a fairly new idea. But they look great. We have 4 bathrooms there. They're all unisex bathrooms. So, I mean, I haven't heard any complaints yet, but we've had complaints that people, that they weren't open yet. We told them like the 14th was I'm sorry, the 12th was our hope to have them open by, so we were only a few days late, but hopefully, hopefully people enjoy it. I think, I talked before, I don't know if we want to do like a ribbon cutting thing or at least a community awareness deal. I do have a couple of other things that I will bring forward for memorializing them in the near future. Something I kind of waited on to see to do once the project was done. So we'll bring that back to the committee and village board to kind of get more of a sense of. We like to have names for the buildings anyways, and we tend to name them via well or via Mary's Place, that type of stuff. So there's an idea out there that I'll bring to you at a later time in regards to that. But recreation wise, so Katarina has put in her notice. She is leaving on Friday. It's her last day with us. She took a new position with ACI as a administrative assistant there, or office management type position. We'll do an exit interview on Friday. Brian will be doing that, just kind of get an idea. We did the same thing for Andrea when she left. I've known that this was kind of coming. She's been looking even before Andrea was. She just obviously found something now that fits what she wants to do. She's going back to school as well, so she just found that rec really wasn't her forte. She kind of got burned out, I think, from it. In the meantime, I have hired someone to take on after school part-time for right now, just to see if it's something that fits them. I'll be going to the board on the 24th to ask about posting this position. If they give the approval, it may be something that this other person would maybe want. So I may have someone already, but I obviously need someone to fill in before that, at least be able to get kids off the bus, and someone we can count on, obviously, to be there. So she started last week, 2 days, and then she's here all this week to kind of shadow with Katarina and kind of get some, more of the planning side of it all done. So if you know anyone that may be looking for a full-time job, let me know. We do have interviews tomorrow, 1 o'clock for the recreation supervisor position. I'm really hoping that this person wants the job. They're from the Sheboygan area, worked for Sheboygan Park and Rec for a number of years now. I'm really hoping this fits and they're able to start soon. As summer is pretty much here for us. Today was so chaotic. Trying to get all the youth ball, ready and going. And our activity guide stated that coach pitch and T-ball started on May 15th, which was today, which I don't know why that was in there that way. Normally, coach pitch T-ball don't start until June 12th when kids are out of school. We'll have a couple of weeks of practice beforehand. We'll have the coaches meeting tomorrow night with all the coaches, so they'll be contacting all the kids to let them know. And some coaches do want more practices than that before the season starts. But if you heard complaints or lack of communication, it's just based on the fact that, yeah, it does. And that's in last year's activity guide, it said that too, but Henry didn't have the coaches meeting until after that date, so I don't know why it stayed in there. But when I was doing it, that's how we had done it. Now, I didn't micro those things and obviously didn't have the oversight to see that she had changed the dates, but small error. I actually sent out an email last night to everybody in T-ball because I had received a number of questions like where they were supposed to go. So I sent out a mass email, but a lot of times with those, they go into people's junk mail, so they don't see them. So that may have been something that happened, but that's just one small issue to date. So, and then, yeah, your wife actually sent one to me too. Well, and with Coach Pitch girls, right? Oh, was that Coach Pitch?
Yeah.
With Coach Pitch, we didn't have coaches right away. So I'd send out an email if we don't get coaches, we have to cancel the program. With Steve coaches, I sent out another email to everybody, and then some people didn't get that email. So I don't know, I don't know exactly why. But we have coaches for everything, so we're all set that way. It's just the meeting tomorrow night. I have another one with the machine pitch on Thursday and the U10 girls on Thursday morning. Thursday's next. I can't make tomorrow night. So So that'll be good. We, for the pool, I talked about it earlier, but Eric Peterson's our pool manager for the year. Met with him all morning today.
Is he on fire?
New? No, he's been a lifeguard with us for 3 years or so. He'll be great, you know, like today, even just going over the schedule and like going through different stuff. You know, he has a good grasp of it already. There's some things that we'll have to pin down in regards to like the pool manual and policies and things still for them, but for the most part, he has a good idea of like where to go next.
I did expert. Did you guys know what everyone? Well, Mike is talking about it right now.
Do you ask him?
Oh, for availability?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a few of them that haven't yet. That's okay. Eric's sending something out tonight after we talk to the rest of the managers. They're going to try and do our first staff training this Saturday. We haven't scheduled it with everyone yet because
So we'll play, there's this one in the morning.
Yeah. that's fine. That's good to know, actually. I did not know that. He was putting it out on GroupMe to see what time people could do it.
Right, Sophia's got something in already done. Right, she has to.
But what I was hoping, I told them before, the biggest thing for me is I want like some staff camaraderie. Like, so make it the first one here. We went through a lot of like the objectives, and the big thing at the end was to make it fun. So they may end up going up and just playing pickleball for a while, just something different to kind of bring them together. And obviously, we'll be doing all the work before that with like the pool manual and policies and things. I won't be able to be there as well on this Saturday, but which is fine. Usually managers take care of those things, but we like to be a part of it. I will be there for the one on this 27th, which is our formal one, providing we can get water in there before then. So update on the pool filters. I have been since April 22nd, which was the date that we had planned to go in. I've been talking with them almost daily. The filters are still in transition, meaning they are not even at Carico yet. Right now, they have a septic person scheduled to come in and get all of the sand and everything out of the old filters on the 24th. So with that, I have a feeling that this may be the first year we are unable to open on Memorial Day, based on the fact that we will not have the water temperature up in 5 days. I mean, and that's with everything going smoothly. There's always some issues. Usually pool heaters are going to have some startup issues, where we have, we'll have Modern come in and look at the pool heaters. There's usually something of that sort. Or Mike Goth comes in to look at something with the water heater or plumbing. There's always something. So, you know, if Carico really doesn't get these in time and get things going by the 24th, I don't even have a day right now that I know that we do. They're saying that the filters take a day to 2 days. So a day to get them out and 2 days to get them in. But like I said, like even just getting the water in the vessel will take us a day. Getting everything rolling, takes us a day. And then to make sure that the heat, at night right now it's 44 degrees. I know that's 2 nights. That takes a lot of heat to keep that water temperature up. So, and we can't shock the pool until we hit about 68 to 70 degrees of the water. Well, you could do it at 62, but if you do it too early, it's not effective. So, it takes a couple of days to get heat in the water to do that. So as of right now, I'm not telling that to the community, except I kind of am. But I don't have a date that we will open as of right now. So just want to let you know.
Do you give the stingray that heads up if they can't practice on Tuesday?
Not yet, because today is literally the first time that I've heard from Carico in regards to the 24th. I got that at like 3 o'clock today. So I'll do it. Well, and the bit, it's literally materials. And I even brought up to them, and I'm going to talk with Jason tomorrow, because he's the one that does a lot of these filter complete projects. And it's like, do we keep our current filters going right now, and you guys plan to put them in the fall? Like, will this filter that we have that we piecemealed together, will that hold for the summer? You know, or I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I'll talk to him tomorrow. Like I said, they sent me this at 3 o'clock or so. He texted me today. Justin did, to say that they have a septic person plan for the 24th, which I was like, that's 9 days from now. We have a Vector truck. If you need us to go in and vacuum up all the sand and you come in and cut them, if you get the filters before then, let's do it. I'm not, this is supposed to be almost a month ago in place already. That's what we had scheduled. So, and you can pay us back, or, you know, like if we're doing that work for you, you take that off of our bill. So I'll find out more tomorrow. And if anything, I can update you all via email, kind of where things at, because I'll have to send something out to the community as well. But
It's not gonna instill a lot of confidence, even though it has not, you know what I mean?
I know.
Well, I was wondering too, and I don't need to put anything more on you, but I was curious if you have some law or something that maybe you have to close the pool because of something that broke or staffing or something. Like, do you have?
Those are all logged in our chemical. Yeah, so we have a chemical binder, and inside that it states every day that we've closed. So that's what the state looks at too. Whether or not it was via, you know, if we have diarrhea in the pool or puking in the pool, those are all documented in that sheet. They're all fecal. I should say fecal, but
That's okay.
anything that happens that way. Or like last year when the pool filter blew, that was another one that was documented. So every day that we were closed, it documents if the water or the pump was shut off, if our chemicals ever get below 2 parts per million. If that does happen, then you have to close, obviously. So we usually run around 3 to 5, depending on that. But yeah, that's in there too. You want that? Is that what you're saying?
Before we start digging in, I want everybody to kind of read what we should be collecting, but I'm wondering, that seems like it's gonna be useful information eventually.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, luckily for us, there's been one time I know that the pool pump seized. So it literally got too hot and seized up, the bearings on it seized. But I was able to get a new one within a day or two. So we went and picked up a new one, put it in, and then got that one rebuilt. So now I have a spare if there's ever, it goes down again, which it hasn't so far. It was a pain. That one and then the filters. Those are the only 2 reasons that we've closed for multiple days or closed due to an issue with the operating of the pool. Now there have been other closings due to fecal or other issues. Those are usually dependent on the incident, at most anywhere from 10 to 24 hours. Those are, and I think that's all I have for you.
I was going to ask you about pickleball. Those are getting some crazy usage. Is there like a league that's going on?
Yep. So right now we have a Thursday night, not in my kitchen, with Frank Durham. There's 16 people signed up. There's 14 people on the wait list. So I've asked him to extend that. Do you want to do another one in June? Do another one in July? So that's more like teaching you how to pickleball. He does different demonstrations each night, different parts of play. The first night was, this is how you play. These are the rules. Then the next one's teaching them forehand or backhand, and kind of how to stand or where to be. So that's a 4-week program. It was $20. And I've asked him to extend that. We also will have a Thursday night program come summer, June 8th, I think it starts, where it's a league. So it's a couples mixed league is what we're doing. I've never ran a pickleball league before, so I just did all the rules and everything actually this afternoon. I'm putting together all the info to send out to them so that they all agree or don't. But there's also a lot of people on the wait list for that. So, the other thing is how much time do you want designated to league and or private play, where you're always even tonight when I was finished up cleaning the bathrooms, there were groups out there playing. So it's I don't want to do too many private leagues, but we'll kind of want to see how this first one goes too. See if it's something that people like.
Is there a charge?
Yeah, we did $20 per
team?
yeah, per player, so $40 a team. Qual Line did come in and take out all the old standards. And Midwest Seal Coat will be coming in still. I'm trying to, they have 2 projects they're finishing up, and then ours will be the next one. So hopefully next week or the week after, they'll be in to reseal all the court areas. The standards that we did get are phenomenal. They're really heavy duty, really nice. You been up there yet? No, yeah, they turned out really nice. So
I went to the parking lot and people thought it was kind of looking
yeah, I've received some feedback from some of the players. The standards are great. They like them, but pickleball people tend to want to roll the ball under the net when they're like, say it hit, there's a fall, the balls. So they can't roll this under the net anymore because there's a bar that goes all the way across. There's the small things, there's some issues with people, but
sounds pretty minor.
but it is getting a lot of use. I think when we even move the court, move the standards and people have room on each side, like we will plan to do once they come and paint them, we may even get even more use because there's a lot of people that have come out from Madison and other places that have said, we don't like your courts because of that. We like everything else, but when we run into the fence or, they play a little bit more competitive, which is okay not to come out here. So our residents can use it, but there are a lot of people from outside of our community still using them, whether it be Mount Horeb, since Mount Horeb doesn't have any courts yet, Black Earth, we've had a lot of discussion, or just even the townships. Right.
Tuesday.
It's good. It's getting a lot of use. It's great. But there's still some things to finish up there too. And then we do have windscreens. We also have a kiosk that'll be going up. We put it together. It's in our shop. And then we have benches to add to the concrete pad area that we put in there too. So I also have a kind of a place that we can store paddles and balls and stuff. So if people don't have their own, they can come and just use them. It's still not up there yet, though. We just got to get to that point, figure it out, but we will. And then at that point, we'll get it out for everyone else to let them know that they can use it too. And the kiosk will have the schedule on it, so knowing when it's being used for league or when people can actually reserve it themselves for private time. But then there's majority of the time is just dropping in public, set up for public. Are you serious?
Yes.
She wasn't here. She wasn't here. Yeah, she wasn't.
Then
No.
you can start the money for the, be like, just the pool.
Oh, you're saying for the pool? Oh,
That's
Yeah.
exactly for the big one. Like, like time sentences, you pay for one part, you're like, cool. This is so nice, let me just get them $5.
Yeah. That
I
reminds me of a prior conversation.
we'll have a conversation about this later.
We discussed that.
I do
It's not that I'm not against the donations. And the zoo has how many employees? Yeah. So my thing is, we have a sign. We already have it all set up. People can, we don't have the actual sign, but we have the template of it. It has a QR code
Yes,
that
perfect.
is able to go to a Venmo account that Bobby hasn't set up yet. But then people can donate that way. I don't want cash sitting out at a park that we have to go take. And there are bees that'll be just nesting in it, and there'll be kids trying to get into it. Your kids will be trying to get in, get money for concessions. Yeah. So that's the plan. Bobby didn't want to do. I mean, we talked about the Venmo side, and she's like, "That's just another avenue." So we were seeing if we could do it through our ECI account already, something like that. But that doesn't. Yeah. We will.
We wanted to see too how much usage they have.
Right.
I think people are generous, like, right, like, I see donation bucks. You know what I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's getting so much use.
Yeah. Especially when they're outside the community. I completely agree with you on that. I also look at it like, especially when these groups are coming in and reserving the space, like they have 16 people. So they literally have, every court is being played on.
Do you have to pay?
They
to
do
reserve
pay.
it?
Yep, they do pay for
Okay.
those. For non-residents, it's $20 per court, so $5 per hour. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Completely. And yeah. Have the conversation.
Sorry.
No, you're good. It's good.
I mean, but the
Don't be
building
sorry.
does.
We did. So,
One idea was, even at the park, like the new park, like we need to put a kiosk and like the businesses can rent like advertising. space, right? You know, but they have to motivate. That's the thing.
It's also difficult to get signage.
so that's my report. I think I don't have anything else.
Is Derek still?
Who?
Derek?
Yes, he had a baseball game tonight,
Oh, well, I
which he had last month too. So I don't know. We may have to look for someone else. I mean, ideally, like I said, we have different than, pool or school or Viridian. No, I'm just kidding. But no, like you have kids too. I mean, that's the big thing is or you're still involved like with the community in some way. So Derek was, he had skateboarding, baseball, like all kinds of things. So that would be a good fit. And he could be, he just has a lot of conflicts. He coaches a lot of things. So. Yeah, and weekends will cover too. So we'll see if it's something that you can't commit to. We'll find someone else. All right.
So moving on to discussion and possible action to approve the minutes of April 72. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from last month.
I think the motion.
And then the motion second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Discussion and possible action regarding the request for proposals for professional services for repair, renovation, or replacement, possibly.
All right. First off, I will let you know we received two proposals, which I believe you saw in your packet. We did have discussion tonight with the pool feasibility committee. The committee in general approved the proposal provided from Parkitecture, more or less staff's recommendation within the memo for phase 1, step 1 and phase 1, step 2, and a total of 23,775, or not to exceed 23,775. We did hear from President Langfeld tonight, coming in as a citizen, that he was in favor of phase 1, step 1, but not in favor of phase 1, step 2, as he felt like we were kind of getting ahead of ourselves as a group, as a group. So, but the committee did listen to that, or the feasibility group did listen to that, but they felt that we did need to do both step 1 and step 2 within these phases at this time. So I leave it open to all of you for discussion.
I like the idea of doing both step 1 and step 2 because it provides me a more comprehensive perspective in order to make, or to even make a recommendation to the board. Or I also think that other residents in that visioning session had similar questions, and I don't think step 1 alone provides enough information and answers to those questions.
Agreed. And the fact that it's being paid for from the pool. That's already been earmarked for the pool.
Since I missed the pool committee, just give me a quick rundown, the 2 phases.
Of what they would include.
What's in details?
Yeah, so both of them were very similar in regards to what their proposals provide. Phase 1, step 1.
Yeah, I'm just looking for
Yeah. Yep.
Needs works with those phase 1.
Within the proposal aspect of it.
Yeah.
Cool. So what we requested. Sorry. So Phase one, step one was more or less at current conditions and ADA compliance report. So looking at our current facility, what are areas that we're deficient in, and or what are areas within our own facility that we need to redo, and how much is that going to cost us? That included on-site engineering review of the facility, which was part of the health code requirements as well, to look at non-compliance issues. It included a scope of construction necessary and then submitting final recommendations within the pool vessel, the surge tank, the operating system, which included the pool motor, impeller, filters, which will be new at that time, but still look through that process. It also included probable construction to implement changes to our current facility. So how do we come up to code within that? And then, being able to give us good cost estimates to do such. Phase one, step two was once we understood how much or what our current conditions really are and how much they're going to cost. Step two would include looking through the evaluation of our current site and determination of the community's programming needs. So looking at what we currently offer, what does the future use of our facility look like? Trying to determine what optimal size would be within our growth capacity or what our community is looking to grow over the next 25 to 30 years. Within that, giving us probable construction costs to build new, whether that be building new the site where our current facility is located, or building new over in the new Bear Park East is what I always called it, but the expansion area which owns the Beekner site.
So phase one gives us current pool, what's going on with it, to be fixed. Phase two is if we need to build a new one, if we put it on current spot or the next one, that gives us our options and our costs, right?
Correct. Yep.
And the pretty pictures.
And then, right, within phase two, or I'm sorry, step two, that would provide us with conceptual ideas, looking at the survey information and the visioning session information that we had, along with, projected costs within that. So the pool feasibility group will be able to have 2 to 3 conceptual ideas of what we may want based on funding and or lack thereof, or if we have enough funding to do other things, that you want that to be a part of the process. At that point, we would then have conceptual ideas at least to go out and start fundraising or start getting an idea of how much it was going to cost us in the long run.
Well, I think what I remember from our discussions were needed a cost estimate for what it would cost to keep it where it is or move it, and that could make a big difference. And also knowing how long stuff can take for both of us to be without a pool, right?
Correct. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, even, if the board or members of the board aren't in favor of moving on and doing step two, I think that is the key point of how do you know to just renovate if you don't know what true costs are for new? So if renovation is going to be $3.5 million and a new facility's $5 or $4, you just don't know. And I think that's why it'll be a lot easier for the community in general to make a really good decision based on those facts that are given from this report.
And the proposal for step, rather, so the proposal from Burbank for that aquatics steps 1 and 2 exceed the amount, right? So it's like 33,250 or something like that, right?
Right.
But Parkitcher, who you're very familiar with, their team director, and,
Right,
and they came in just on, well, just something.
Yeah,
23,
22, yeah, 23. Architecture we've never worked with. They have provided a couple of other proposals for us. They provided a proposal for the pavilion project, but didn't get that one. But they have been, they're at least looking out for us, looking out for projects within our area. They've worked with a lot of other communities on these types of projects, all types of projects. And they are working with a subcontractor of Carico Aquatics. Carico is the village's current provider for chemicals and water chemistry. Jason Krapfel, who they list in here, was actually our representative. So he actually used to be on site for probably the first 10 years or so of being with them. And we have actually been with Carico Aquatics since 2007. So they've been providing services and chemicals for us for about 16 years.
Okay, so the motion that's needed here, from what I heard at the previous meeting and from this one is that I think everybody agreed that we should do a phase one, step one, step two. And they agree with that. So I would make a motion. To accept the proposal for architecture. And that it would be the committee's recommendation that we go through with phase one, step one and two. Just like the resistance.
And I second the motion.
There's a motion and a second, any further discussion?
I guess the only discussion is if there be some notation in there that we've obviously considered that there's some within the village border or places that don't want both phases, but that it came from both the subcommittee and Parks and Rec committee that we feel like it's necessary to move forward. You know, if since no one is here from anywhere else, it would be nice if they might just listen to the committee that they're appointing.
And again, using money.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Jeremy?
Motion to adjourn.
I motion to.
I second the motion.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah,
Yeah, your name and